show for you tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the top of the order queue there. You aren't going to believe...
The following program is brought to you in living color.
Turn around to your right. I don't want to go into the sun, but I'm wondering.
Freedom! Keep your ear to the ground. Talking about freedom! It's the best show.
Yes, guys and girls, we are here. Yes, it's Friday. Yes, you're tuned into Friday Night Live. And yes, that is another week in 2024 under the belt. Yes, we've made it, guys and girls. We've made it to Friday night. I hope you've got a beverage, whether it's hot, whether it's cold, whether it's somewhere in between. I hope you are ready for a show, ready to clock out of that working week. Maybe you've even already clocked out. Maybe you just need to decompress from the madness and tune in to the one and only best show on YouTube. Yeah, to check me out blowing my own trumpet. Well, it's the only Friday Night Madness that I know of. And as always, it is awesome to see you lovely people tuned in to another show. I've lost count. I think we're on 31. I think last week was 30. Not too sure. All I know is that Friday Night Live is here. It's underway. And we are absolutely loving it. So I hope you're loving it too. If you're here and you're in the live chats this evening, I appreciate you guys and girls getting in there and blowing up the comments. I can see some usual suspects in there already. Dan, Mr. Devu-san, lovely to see Chris Avery in tonight and the legendary Tom. I know that there's going to be a few guests down tonight because it seems like a lot of people are off doing amazing things. But I will say this because it seems to be a trendy thing that I tend to do most shows, and that is I will do my very best to pay attention to the comment sections. However, please, I apologise already if I happen to miss anything. However, I do watch back after the end of the show and I go through all of the comments, as you tend to have so much fun in there. And sometimes, and I've even said this to other people, I would just like to be able to not do the show and just get in the chat section and blow it up with you guys and girls, because you have a whale of a time in there. So if you're watching this, if you're watching it now, or if you're watching it after the event, I do believe you can go down to the comment section, you can click on it, swipe it left, and it should potentially, if my information is correct, show you all of the live conversation that was going on while the show was actually streaming. So a little bit of info. I've noticed on a few live though, it hasn't. On that conversation of lives, today I bear witness to my very first vertical live. The legendary Mr. Rick from the Corn Life Network decided he was going to bite the bullet and venture into the world of vertical live streaming. And for any of you people out there that are not familiar with this, basically YouTube has started live streaming, or at least the capability of live streaming within its short speed. And it took me a little while to figure this out. Obviously, I follow the Corn Life Network, so I got the notification saying that he was going to go live today ahead of time. However, I wanted to just have a little investigation of my own and see how can I find this gentleman in the live stream. If I was just scrolling through shorts, would it appear? Do I have to do something fancy to find it? And yes, you do. You do need to do something a little fancy to find them. So if you were to venture into your shorts feed on your YouTube home, you pause the video and there'll be a small tab that comes up at the top of the screen that says live. If you click on that live, you'll then be able to scroll through all of the live streams that are happening at that very moment. And that was something that was completely new, very bizarre. And let's just say I've seen some things today on that live feed that I think I might need to wash my eyes over. So yeah, the madness truly is real. Yes, so this leads to one of my first questions of this evening. Do you think the Grom should do a vertical live stream? Who knows? Let me know in the live chat. Good evening, Mr. Everyday Surfer. It's awesome to have you here, dude. I hope you've had a fantastic week and awesome to see you in a live. If you feel like the Grom should do a vertical live stream in shorts on YouTube and be all cutting tech and stuff, let me know. See, Chris is already firing away saying, yeah, do it. I'm not too sure I'm ready for it. I don't know if shorts are ready for me, but I know for a fact that I'm not ready for shorts. While I think about it though, wave guys and girls, you might even see yourself in tomorrow's vlog. Little bit of an offshoot there, but hey, we've got to cover all boundaries, have we not? Anyway, so the show is underway. You know that your best and most favourite, possibly the most epic segment of all time is coming up. We see if we can be super pro and get done by the hour mark, because I've got to practice this one. Last week's show, if you watched it, was I nervous? Just a tad. You wouldn't think so, because obviously I play it so cool, but yeah, no. It was a shambles. I missed the cue out of the news and I was just freaking out because I had an epic guest and I wanted to get to him. So yeah, it was most definitely an on with the show moment. I will pre-warn you this week though, that, what is it? Some of the following scenes, some viewers may find offensive. No, not offensive. Disturbing. I think that's the one. Following scenes, some viewers may find disturbing. Something like that. I really can't get this goddamn wig on in time. I look like something, don't I? And no, I weren't going on about these disturbing scenes, but yeah, very much. They are pretty disturbing, right? Anyway, Friday Night Live, let's get on with the news. So, yeah, can you even take this seriously? But it is true. I did say that some people might find these next scenes disturbing. Let me push my glasses up like a true newsreader would. They are only black and white photos. However, I don't know, some people might be completely creeped out by them. I did try to go and find colour photos, but I couldn't find them. And I just thought these will do the trick. But let's just say it's a little bit wonky. Anyway, all of you fans and lovers of classic films like Aliens and things like Spaceballs, where they took the mick out of the chest burster, let's just say it's kind of a grim thought having anything like that crawling around inside of you. Well, a man complaining of abdominal pains stunned surgeons after they found a 30-centimetre long eel living in his stomach. I don't know, you might have to get right squinty in here and see what's going on. Again, I couldn't find colour photos. The photo on your left, I want to say, is actually the surgeons pulling this eel out. And the black line against a ruler, that's the eel. It's gnarly, dude. A 34-year-old man was admitted to hospital in Quang Nang province, I think that's right, Vietnam, with severe cramps on Wednesday. And an X-ray and ultrasound showed that he had a foreign body in his stomach. Medics couldn't figure out what it was, but could see it had caused intestinal... I love checking out these words, right? Perforations and peritonitis, which is when the inside wall of the abdomen become swollen and painful. They decided to operate and soon discovered an eel the length of a standard ruler in his belly, which incredibly was still alive. The surgeons managed to successfully remove the creature and the man recovered in hospital. He wouldn't explain how the eel got there, he wouldn't explain how the eel got inside him, but doctors believe it entered his anus, slid into his colon, bit through his intestine, and entered his abdomen. Yes, let's just say that is the eel in question. I see some other stories where they're saying that he actually voluntarily put it in there. I don't know. All I'm saying is it don't get much more weirder than that, really, if I'm brutally honest. So, Google Maps has been in the news this week yet again with some amazing conspiracies and some, just Fruit Loopy things that people have got far too much time on their hands and scour Google Maps, finding quite incredible things, really. For centuries, Antarctica's unexplored barren landscapes have been a source for conspiracies, sometimes so far-fetched that even Jules Verne would raise an eyebrow. For a theory that Adolf Hitler survived after World War II in a base under the ice, to another credited to flat earthers that Antarctica is a wall that surrounds the Earth. Both have been debunked, but in an age of the internet and social media, all is fair game. This week, Google Maps sleuths now believe that they have discovered a door in Antarctica. It comprises more than 60 separate buildings, including living quarters, a power plant, sewage treatment facility, observatory, and satellite building. Basically, there's, I want to say, it's a Japanese observatory or weather situation up there, like a station, and it's not too far from this, and they're saying that it's that door that leads to that system, but I'm not too sure. As always, go and do your own fact checks. It also presents fuel tanks, water storage, solar panels, a heliport, water retention dam, and a radio transmitter. For what it's worth, the image has racked up more than 100 comments in the last 10 hours since it was posted. And yeah, it's crazy. Again, the internet is full of theories and conspiracies at the minute. It does seem a little bit far-fetched, but you've got to go and check this story out. It's kind of gnarly. One, because I kind of feel like Antarctica is just this barren wasteland that nobody really does much there. And then when you check out this facility, it's actually quite incredible. But to see this door that's quite a fair distance away, you're just like, yeah, this don't add up. Anyway, there is gold in them thar hills, coming all the way from Antarctica back to the wonderful Isles of the UK, Shropshire to be precise. In Shropshire, a man finds England's biggest gold nugget with faulty detector after arriving an hour late to a dig. So check this out, man. This is like, talk about just show up, blow up situation. Richard Brock, who has been metal detecting for 35 years, said that the previous biggest nugget found in England weighed in at 54 grams. The treasure he dug up was considerably larger. The largest gold nugget ever to be found in England was dug up by a veteran metal detectorist who showed up an hour late with faulty equipment. Richard Brooks, 67, drove 3.5 hours from Somerset to Shropshire for a group dig in a farmland on the hills. When he arrived, he found out his metal detecting kit was not working and had to break out an older faulty machine. 20 minutes into the dig, however, Brock quite literally struck gold when he dug up this huge 64.8 gram nugget buried about 6 inches underground. Dubbed Herion's Nugget, the metal is believed to be the biggest find of its kind in English soil and is expected to fetch at least 30,000. Yeah, 30,000 GBP. At a timed auction which runs until the 1st of April. So there you go, guys and girls. If you want to be the proud owner of this amazing gold nugget, or which is quite similar to this amazing wig, you can give me £30,000 and I will send you this wig, or you can get into this auction, and if you've got a little bit more than £30,000, you might be able to stack up on the largest gold nugget ever found in the UK. apart from the Grom, that is. Other news this week, yes, we went through the equinox, so we will not see the sunset before 7:30 until the end of the year. Hooray for that. And on real news, and actually groundbreaking news, I want to say John, I believe his name is, has won Celebrity Big Brother. And unfortunately, and trying not to take any severity away from it, there also was breaking news this evening that Kate Middleton has been diagnosed with cancer. And that's kind of a severe and sad moment for any people that support the that section of the royal family. And I know that she's a huge fan of Friday Night Live. So I just hope all of the best for all of the family. And I hope her treatment treats her well. As to anybody else that is going through that situation at the minute, and our thoughts are with you. Stay strong, go through your treatment, come back fighting, and yeah, don't forget about us. Tune in to Friday Night Live. We care about our viewers. So guys and girls, there you go. That was the Friday Night Live news. And did we hit it? Ah, we were like 2 minutes over. I think that was pretty damn good. And I managed to get through some of the words, which is rather incredible. Anyway, leading on with the show, how much abuse did I get for the Golden Nugget wig? And I'm pretty much sure that anybody else missed the glasses. Hey, Mr. Cockney Buddha, how the blooming devil are you? I hope I am not disturbing your wonderful games night. I do believe that you were having a family evening this wonderful day, sir. So here's to you. Thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you got to see the amazing news. Did you get to see the beginning bit with the ill? Because that was just creepy, dude. Like, interesting side note. I'm going to have a swig of my coffee first. There is a random myth that I have heard, and I do not know if it is true. So as always on Friday Night Live, please do feel free to go off into the wonderful world of the World Wide Web and just fact check anything that is said on this show. Don't ask AI because they'll just tell you lies. But if you were to want to know a little bit interesting side fact on that ill note, and the fact being is that there's a stupid percentage of gentlemen that turn up in A&E and have to have a bog brush removed from their back passage due to the common and most relatively given excuse being that they slipped and fell and landed the wrong way, well, on the bog brush the wrong way round, bristles first. Let's just say there's a lot of stupid things that I have contemplated doing in my life. That, my friend, has never been one of them. Anyway, moving on to more positive and fired up things. You know it wouldn't be a Friday Night Live without an unofficial official. And this week's unofficial official sponsor of Friday Night Live is J&J Skate Shop, ladies and gentlemen. They don't know it, so go and let them know that they got hyped up, because if you are avid followers of the vlog, then you will have already seen the monumental purchase that the Grom got, which was very naughty, and he shouldn't have done it. But how can you deny it? Don't know if the light's going to let me show you that, but Iron Maiden, Number of the Beast. Come on. So, huge shout out to J&J Skate Shop for getting this to me in such a stupidly quick time, and it just being amazingly packed up and really quite well sorted. That sticker though, how gnarly is that? And just come on, man. Even if you don't like skateboards, I reckon you should buy one. And if you do buy one, be sure to go and buy it from J&J Skate Shop. They are on their own website at J&J's, so plural, J&J's skateshop.co.uk. You can also find them on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. So J&J, plural. Go check them out. And if you happen to purchase anything, especially if you live in the UK, tell them Friday Night Live sent you. Who knows what it might lead to. You might even get some awesome free stickers, because I tell you what, they are really awesome. I don't want to use them, but they really are awesome. And you want to check out some of their other merchandise as well. So, J&J's Skate Shop, you were the unofficial sponsor of Friday Night Live. Thank you very much. And I appreciate the skate. Like, that board is absolutely fire. I might have to go and buy some more. And I'll be going and buying from them. Trust me. So, last week's show. What an amazing show it was. Like I said before the news, I was a little bit scatty. I was a little bit excited. A teensy weensy bit nervous. That's kind of an understatement. But what an awesome guest. And I know a few people have reached out to me this week and actually mentioned just how awesome they thought the guest was, and then went and searched more about him and found out just how much of a legendary scratch DJ that guy is. So yeah, appreciate you guys reaching out and saying how much you enjoyed the guest. And I know that you've done it in times gone by, and I've always forgotten to mention it in the week afterwards, just to say all of the people that have reached out and said, hey, that guest was awesome, thank you for bringing him or making me aware of this individual. And yeah, that's what we're here to do. That's what I want to do here on the Friday Night Live. I want to bring individuals that I am huge fans of or huge fan of to your attention, because that I'm a fan of them for a reason. And I know that most people that tend to find this channel are very like-minded, have similar interests, and whether you have no interest in one guest and completely invested in another, maybe you've never heard of any of the guests, I like to bring them to you because I feel like these individuals are people that no matter what the rest of society was dictating that they should do, they stuck true. They stayed their course, in the words of the Cockney Buddha, and they followed something that they were truly passionate about, regardless of whether it was going to make them financially stable or millionaires or take over the world. But they stuck to what they were truly passionate about, and against all odds, these guys, and hopefully some girls coming forward, have all just managed to see their passion through. And that is a beautiful thing. It gives me hope, and I just hope in return that that gives you hope as a viewer, that if you have a dream, if you have something you truly want to pursue in this life, don't worry about the pressures of society and the expectations and everything else that can stack up on you as an individual to step away from the path that you want to take and the adventure that you want to put in front of yourself, regardless of how hard, how tall, or how high of a feat it may be. Just go for it, because if there's one thing proved by all of my guests, and that is the fact that if you stay true to the thing that you have such a large passion and love for, and just push at it, regardless of if it turns into a huge financial gain or not, you will get one thing out of it that is truly the most important thing in life, and that is just the reward of following your passion and your goal and seeing if you succeed in it. Now, you might not today, you might not tomorrow, you might not at all, but just being in pursuit of your own goals and not following trends and being individual to you is a really, really humbling and loving thing. And that is why I want to bring as many guests that have followed that sort of trend to you guys, just to give you that little hope that, hey man, no matter how big or small it is, get out there. In the words of Jocko, get after it and make it happen. So yeah, awesome also to see that there was a whole ton of videos, and I would definitely say if you haven't seen last week's video, or live should I say, and you want to catch it, I will leave a tag or a link in the description below to last week's show. The legendary DJ Rasp was an awesome guest. He had a show, or at least an event, or had organised a gathering on Sunday, and I want to say it's at the Hip Hop Chip Shop, and it was called Slice and Dice. And if you go and check him out on YouTube, or if you're already following him on any of the platforms, you'll see that he's been posting up loads of videos from the Sunday, which was absolutely amazing. And a little bit disappointed in my own self that I didn't just pack up a bag, jump on a train and just go after it. But hey, who knows what the future may hold. While talking about guests, if you happen to see maybe 6 weeks ago now, I had the legendary Greg Blackman on here, and again, just a legendary individual, quite a remarkable individual, and he brought a little something to my attention, mentioning Instagram and mentioning guests. If you are an Instagram user, I would say to you, and this has been brought to me by the amazing Greg Blackman, and I am very thankful that he posted it on his social media, because otherwise I would have been none the wiser. Now, if you go to Instagram and you go to your account and you go to the top right hand corner and there's 3 little dots, click on that, scroll down to suggested content, open that tab, and there will be political content with a little highlighted button. And basically in the last, I don't know how many days, this has been brought into effect and it's automatically switched on. So let's just say, without getting into a tin hat situation, yet again we are seeing platforms not necessarily dictate, but I would say at least filter out certain conversations, certain news topics, and certain things that really I'd like to think we are big enough and ugly enough to be able to sieve through the truth and the lies and make our own choices and decisions and form maybe our own opinions on global happenings over platforms, basically babying us and parenting us to say, hey, I don't think you should see this. So I don't know. As I say, I like to try to give public service announcement as best as I can, and the legendary Greg Blackman had made me aware of it because I was completely blind to the fact, hadn't even realised anything had changed on Instagram. Doesn't say much about my social media usage, does it? But it was just one of those things where I was like, hey, I want that to be off, because if there's stuff going around, if there's things happening, I want to be able to choose for my own mentals what I actually see. And if you want to switch that on and leave that on, that is fine by me. Who am I to tell you? But I just thought I'd make you aware of it. So yes, madness truly is real. Let me know in the comments below. Do you like me dropping the madness is truly real, or is it just too heavy? Does it blow out your eardrums? Does it smoke your TV, your soundbar and your sub? I don't know, but I just thought it was kind of a little something I've been meaning to try. But anyway, so haven't done it for a few weeks and I do like to do it. And this week should be a good one. Just want to have a little look because I have noticed that the comment section has been blowing up a little bit. And if you haven't already noticed, I got all smart and clever this week and run a poll in the live chat. Yeah, check me out. I knew that I could do it, but I just, again, haven't actioned it. And I'm just trying to play and have a little bit of fun with the show and see what else we can bring to you lovely guys and girls. So the question this week in the poll was, do you want a Q&A at the end of this show? And so far, it's 88% are saying yes and 12% saying no. So at the minute, seems like we might be having a Q&A at the end of the show, so stick around for that. One of these days, I'm going to flip it on its head, and it's not going to be you guys asking me questions, it's going to be me asking you guys. Yeah, that's how gnarly it could get. Right, let's see if I can figure this one out, because it could go hideously wrong. I think we're about right.
I do not believe in the name of sanity.
So, if you aren't familiar with this section, this is a section I like to call I Don't Believe It. And I'm going to present you with a few random and crazy facts. And yet again, as I do like to claim or disclaim maybe in this show, it is entirely up to you whether you want to believe it, whether you think it's correct, or if you do wish to go and fact check it before you pass on the information to your family and friends. Anyway, this week, Alexander the Great was the first person to be pictured on a coin. FDR's portrait was on the dime because of his association with the March of Dimes charity. The sun weighs 2,000 million tons. Shoes were specific to left and right, or shoes that were specific to left and right were not made until the Civil War. The king owns all of the swans and dolphins. There is a village called Dull. Urine used to be a detergent. Apple pips are poisonous. There is a fish with legs. And now this one. You can't hold your nose and hum. You know what madness that was.
I do not believe in the name of sanity.
So how many of you are sat there now, pinching your nose and trying to hum? Yeah, I thought so. Don't worry, I done exactly the same thing after reading those earlier. I was like, surely you can. And only to a point. But it's not really like humming, is it? It's kind of like trying to survive on a little bit of a breath of oxygen. Don't know. Weird sensation. You only get that kind of stuff here on a Friday Night Live. On that note, if you haven't already, please, if you are enjoying the show and you want to see this mental person sit down in front of a camera regularly on a Friday evening at 10:45, please smash the like button, hit the notification bells and whack subscribes and do all that jazz. And as I can see, a few people are already hitting the heart in the live. If you go into the live chat, there's like a little drop down tab. You can open it up. There's like confetti. There's a little smiley face. There's 100 and there's a heart. So I appreciate everybody that's just pumping all the little buttons that make the algorithm work. Just caught a legend out of the corner of my eye. The amazing and pretty epic Paul C. Dude, aloha. All the way from Hawaii. I don't know. I haven't seen Mr. Billy this evening. And he is also a gentleman based all the way across the other side of the world in Hawaii. And it's a shame because out of all of the shows, I never seem to get the wonderful Paul C and the wonderful Billy drop in on the same lives. One day it will happen, and maybe if you're here, you will witness it. Two people all the way from Hawaii that tune into a Friday Night Live. If that doesn't just show that this show is quality, I don't know what is. It's either that or, as I say, yeah, just join in for a Fruit Loop with some crazy hair, a laid, and an Aloha shirt with plenty of coffee backing him, and something fun to talk about. Something like that, eh? Anyway, yeah. So, have you been trying to pinch your nose and hum? Yeah, I believe you have. What else? So, am I going to stop the poll? I am going to stop the poll. And it was an 89%. And you can see it. I hope you can see it in the live chats. Check that out. Fancy, eh? I might do this in future shows. I might run up a couple of little things like that. And just try to get some more interaction. But it's hard because, again, I don't want to be doing tappy taps while trying to present to you lovely people, because then that's just feeling like I'm bringing a little bit of value away from this and putting it into the chat. However, like I did say at the beginning of the show, man, sometimes as I read back through after the show, the chats are just so awesome that I'm not going to lie, I kind of feel like sometimes I miss out a little bit. I want to tune off of the camera and just tune into the live chats, because seriously, community in there. Friday night salute to the Friday Night Live chat community. We need to find maybe a name or a collective for the Friday Night Live chat. I wonder if I can rename the live chat. There's a thought for another day. Anyway, you voted for it, so you know what it is. Let's get some. So, it's your time to take the floor, guys and girls. What questions do you want to ask? What thoughts, theories, whacked out, crazy? It's your time to take the floor and hold the show. Cockney Buddha straight in there with, how did you feel when you first got up on a board? What does surfing give you? I think you already know the answer to this, because I do know that you have an interest in the surfers. But if I'm brutally honest, and I'll be real with you, dude, because you know, if you haven't already, go and check out the legendary Cockney Buddhas Getting Live with Cockney Buddha. It's a podcast format. It is amazing, and it's well worth checking out, because he just, let's just say, he distills or distributes some very great tips and great guidance. So I would highly recommend it. I think if you're here right now, you could click on his icon in the live chat and it'll take you to his channel. Go check him out. Go check him out. Go check him out. I'll be real with you, dude. I can't remember what went through my head the first time that I got up on the board, other than the fact that I was like, oh my God, I'm up. And at the point that I thought, oh my God, I'm up, I fell off of it. Because that's pretty much what happens in surfing. It's like one of those weird things. Well, hey, for me as a beginner, that's what happens in surfing. Because the minute that I put too much thought into it, it all goes out the window. The minute I relax and don't think about it, it seems to go really well. But then when I relax and don't think about it and it goes really well, I then think, oh my God, it's going really well. That's kind of what happens. But there is this kind of like warped, distorted space and time, maybe different university thing where you're kind of not really here. I don't know whether it's complete hyper awareness or if it's complete nirvana. I'm still not sure where it falls in, but you're kind of in this somewhereness for me at the minute. Maybe it might be very different for more experienced surfers and people that are kind of looking way down the line and thinking about maneuvers and doing other stuff. But for me, at this stage in my amazing, highly successful surfing career, nothing goes through my head apart from the fact of, oh my God, I'm doing it. Grom's Good Vibe Tribe. Dan, I think you might have gone and done it. I think that could very well stick. So you might have to give a huge thumbs up or just say all in favour in the live chat of calling you guys and girls the Grom's Good Vibe Tribe. Say aye. If you could move house to anywhere in the world, where would it be? Chris, this is a heavy question. And does it have to be a house? Would be my first caveat, I think. Basically, if I'm brutally honest, my current want, don't get me wrong, I would love to move anywhere in reason to anywhere that is close to the sea. Hawaii is a huge one and has been a huge one for a very, very long time, and I have no idea or real sort of grounding purpose why. I just have an infinity with needing to go there, like something is calling me. I really honestly cannot, and I've thought about it a lot because I wanted to make a vlog about it, but I still haven't nailed the reason, purpose why, apart from it's the home of surfing. It seems like the elders are awesome. The mentality and the vibe is something else. So there, maybe. But if I am, again, honest, I would say just recently, the one place in the whole of this pale blue dot that we live on that I kind of would like to retire to is called Kiribati. Now, if you were unfamiliar with it, I highly recommend you go and check it out on Google Maps. And if I ever happen to go missing, or you cannot find me, and I have seemed to have disappeared off the face of the earth, you will find me in possibly London, Poland, or Paris on Kiribati. Yeah. Anyway, right. Let me just scroll back up because I digressed. Boom, boom, boom. If I could move anywhere, I think it'd be Kiribati currently. That seems to be like the one. That'll go and pickle your heads, man. You need to see the size of that place. Getting real with Cockney Buddha. Yes, most definitely, dude. Got to give you a shout out. Favourite TV show, Grom? Ooh. Of all time or currently? If I'm, let's just go currently. And currently, my favourite, cannot get enough of. Want them to release all of the episodes now so I can binge watch the hell out of it, because I don't get a lot of time to watch TV if I'm really honest. So when I do, it's kind of like, it's a bit weird if I'm honest, because I really don't get a lot of time at all to be able to sit and watch TV. Andrea absolutely hates it because there will be occasionally a television series, mini-series, or something that pops up in the world that everybody's raving about, and I'm kind of like, hey, yeah, I want to watch that. And then Andrea's like, when? When are we going to watch that? But currently, my favourite show and thing that I want to just binge watch until the end of time is the mini-series on Disney Plus called Shogun. It's pretty epic. Some people have said it's slow going. I don't know. I'm just loving it. And then also to add to that, this Netflix show, Gentlemen. Just watched the first episode. Well, Andrea watched the first episode this evening, and while I was kind of flitting around, I caught a little couple of scenes and bits of it and was like, yeah, seems a bit out there. It's produced, directed, and some other stuff. It's basically got Guy Ritchie behind it, and it seems a little bit nutty, so could be a watch. But if I'm saying my honest favourite at this minute in time, it definitely goes with Shogun. And I don't know if you guys and girls have seen that, but I would highly recommend you go and check it out because it's awesome. And if you're into, like, I don't know, yeah, it's just awesome. So, what other questions do you lovely people ask? Oh, Chris, why are you coming out with what's your dream job? Dude, I haven't figured that one out yet. I honestly haven't figured that one out. In the past 5 years of venturing into this madness that is vlogging, videography, doing the documentary filmmaking course, going scuba diving the other year. I was absolutely in the most lovingest way hating on the instructor because I was like, your office is possibly the best office in the world. Bearing in mind, he's a scuba diver in the Red Sea. It just doesn't get much better than that. However, I like the idea of it. Cold harsh reality? Favorite dream job? I still don't know, dude. And I'll tell you one thing, it's kind of sad in some ways because I do want to figure out what lane or avenue I want to pursue because I want to get after it, man. And as much as I love doing the vlogs and I love doing the video work and I love like trying to be cinematic and fly drones and do all that stuff, I don't know if I'm good enough to be able to do it for the likes of a huge production company or maybe somebody like the BBC. But hey, who knows? I'd love to be more freelance and independent in whatever I do because fundamentally, whatever I do, I'd like to have the freedom to be able to clock out and go and surf when I want. So, but I need to figure this one out. So maybe I need your help on it with all of you. And maybe you should give me recommendations of what job I should pursue, which would get me near the sea without becoming a fisherman or working in an arcade, and be able to work remotely and do awesome stuff. Because I tell you one thing, I've been thinking about this a lot, man, and I still can't put the tail, like pin the tail on the donkey on that one. So, what else have we got? I'm sure there's been questions firing off. Favorite alcohol drink? Dude, if I'm honest, I'm like the lamest drinker these days because I just really don't drink. But to simply give you an answer, I would say Jack Daniels. I am a sucker for Gentleman's, and let's just say I've got a barrel or a bottle of single barrel that is in the cupboard that was given to me 3 years ago and I haven't opened it yet. So that's how much of a hardcore drinker I am. Good evening, Mr. Rick. Do you think The Simpsons predict the future? Yeah, dude. They are the future. Like, they managed to do it so many times, it's kind of scary. I don't know what that is all about. Hey, here's one for you. Let's just hope that at some point The Simpsons show a Friday night live show saying that it's like the best show in the world and that basically the presenter's going to take over the world, move to Kiribati, watch the rest of Shogun, and find a job in which he can sit remotely, get paid, and then surf in between. Because if that all happens, man, we're winning, dude. So, what else have we got? Favorite book and why? Past life, you Hawaii. Yeah, dude, very possibly. So, my favorite book Ooh. If I'm working off of possibly my favourite book of all time, it's hard because there's a few different topics and there's a few different sorts. One of them would be a very small and short story called Mind Swap. Mind Swap is an amazing book, and I couldn't tell you, I want to say it's Roberts or something Roberts, I can't remember. I'm awful with retaining names and things. The best that I can tell you is it's a book called Mind Swap, and let's just sell it to you like this. I am not a massive reader, I'm not a very strong reader, however, that was intriguing enough, creative enough, and just out there enough that I pretty much picked that book up, started reading it, and didn't put it down until the point that I finished it. I think I had dinner in between, and maybe I slept, but pretty much the rest of the hours in between that point, there was nothing else done apart from read that book. So that's got to go down as one of my favourite books. But that's also trying to not go off on a massive tangent in regards to things like Sun Shi's Art of War, A Brave New World, and the book that I have currently, check me out, gone into the world of Audible. Well, I haven't quite, I'm using Andrea's account. Shh, don't tell Amazon. I have downloaded the audio copy of Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willink and Leif Babin, and I'm currently listening to that, and this is how bad it is. I ordered it on eBay as a hard copy. I couldn't wait for it to arrive, so I ended up getting the download as well. So I'm going to get to listen to those guys narrate it. Then I'll have a hard copy so I can go through, make notes, highlight, underscore, get all those tips, get out there, take over the world. So I'm going to search for one more question. What have we got? Is there? I've done a little bit of a Rick there. Cool. Well, one thing I will say. Good evening, Brooke. I hope you're well. I hope you're back fully fighting fit. And hi. I am very appreciative of you tuning in to a Friday Night Live. Always am. To all of you guys and girls that tune in, take the times out of your Friday nights. And especially to everybody that just got into the live there and fired some questions my way. So, on that note, please feel free, if you're watching this now, to go smash the like. If you're watching it after the event and you're watching it on like playback, please feel free to leave comments. I will definitely read them because I try to read all of the comments and at least answer somehow, way, shape or form to all of the comments, regardless of if it's in the vlog, whether it's in shorts, whether it's on lives. I will at some point get back to you. Again, a bit like the live chat, I am terrible at doing it, but I do try to do it in a relatively reasonable time. Let me know in the comments, should the Grom venture into the amazing world that Mr. Rick did and see if I can do a vertical live? Is the internet ready for it? Don't know about that. Apart from that, I hope you have a fantastic Friday, whether you're out of work, about ready to clock off, or maybe you're just sat at home chilling out and the weekend is bang on the horizon. I hope you're well. As always, stay focused, stay positive, stay tuned out of the madness and tune into your own lives. Get out there, get after it. I'll see you same time, same place next Friday, where it will be kind of an Easter vibe, will it not? It's Easter weekend. It'll actually be Good Friday. Check me thinking ahead and all that jazz. So, one last thing before we go. I do know that a most legendary person and an avid watcher of the Friday Night Live is about to have an operation tomorrow morning. So wishing them all the best of luck and a fast, speedy and strong recovery. And to everybody else, thank you ever so much for giving up your Friday night. I'm going to go off and read through the chats. Take it easy. Stay awesome. And I'll see you next week.